The sea is wet and full of torpedoes. A dangerously incompetent World of Warships battle. I'm commanding the Kageroo on Islands of Ice in a Tier 10 battle. Now this is my first decent result in the Kageroo. I've been really struggling with it. I don't like it much. And here's why. There's four main tactics in destroyers, how you battle. There's long range shooting torpedoes from concealment, and being a Japanese destroyer you think that's what it's designed for, and it is. And it's torpedoes do a huge chunk of damage, and they got a huge range. Look, 20 kilometers in this set. I haven't researched the top torpedoes yet, which are a bit shorter, but I can fire my torpedoes further than I can see, and they do a huge amount of damage. So that all sounds ideal, except not quite. I prefer 3 turrets, and the Kageroo's only got 2. The first turret, that's for where you think they're going to be. The second turret load is for where you think they're going to be if they spot the first set and they start turning or start slowing down to avoid the first set. And then there's a third set for when those 2 don't hit and you've ended up really close to the enemy and you're desperate. But it's only got 2. And its reload time is huge. 2 minutes. Look at this.
Enemy force detected.
You get a 20-minute game, and by 18 minutes you've actually managed to load your first set of torpedoes. So you're only ever going to fire 10 sets of torpedoes, and that's if you fire as soon as they're loaded. Horrible. Next mode is jumping out from behind islands and torpedoing big stupid cruisers and just battleships. Well, that's a very high risk strategy, especially this tier with the amount of secondaries that battleships and cruisers have. They just shred you in seconds. So I don't want to do that with a Kageroo, especially as it's not that manoeuvrable. Then you've got the offensive smoke strategy. You get within gun range, you drop your smoke, you sit in the smoke, and you fire away. Gun range on the Kageroo isn't great. In fact, to get you, once you've got within gun range, if they're heading for you, it only takes another 30 seconds. You get a couple of rounds off, and they're close enough. If they're heading straight for you, they're close enough to see you shoot from within your concealment. And the Kageroo's guns are short range, and they don't fire very fast, so you don't get very many shots off, unlike an American or Russian destroyer, say. And the final strategy, or final tactic for destroyer play is your out and out gunboat, which you usually use only against enemy destroyers. You're getting within range of your guns, you zoom around, you twist and turn to avoid their shots, and you shoot them up with your guns. That's not for Japanese destroyers, because when you meet American destroyers, their guns may be slightly inferior in accuracy and damage, but they outshoot you 3 to 1. They shoot so much faster than you, they shred you. By the time you got your second shot off, they've killed you. They got more guns and they fire faster. It's simply wait of fire, you're dead. You die in the Japanese destroyer. So usually that's not a tactic you can use in the Kageroo. However, this match, there are 4 enemy destroyers to our 2, and they're all Japanese. 2 Shimikaze, a Fubuki, and a Kageroo. So I can actually engage in the gunboat tactic, as you can see, with a reasonable amount of success.
Torpedoes astern.
Especially there where I had help, he didn't have so much help.
Torpedoes
Means
depart.
he died and I didn't. And there you see, Another Shimikaze launch. They do seem to be... he's either sending them from a really long way away, or he's actually got them on widespread. But he's just he's using the tactic of staying concealed and firing his torpedoes at where he reckons there's going to be a lot of enemy ships sailing through, which is what I tend to do. I'll aim at one, but then plan for the torpedoes to travel through an area where a lot of enemy ships are going through. And there's the Kageroo. He wasn't very far away at all. No. If it was, he's got them on wide dispersion, which is foolish, because there's huge gaps in between them. People to dodge them.
The ship is on fire.
Problem solved, sir.
But I've got him spotted. My allies are shooting at him. Nice. And... oh yeah, they finish him off. Yay!
Taking the lead.
And the enemy are losing this game. Not only have we killed 4 to they killed 1, we've got all the bases. So now they've got to come forward and capture the bases. Otherwise we're going to win.
Our victory is in sight.
So here you see a classic really long range drop. I know I say really long range, this is really long range. My primary target being that Yamamoto, but he's 12 kilometers away. I could get within to just outside 6 kilometers before he spotted me, so I could get a lot closer to him. Except there's a destroyer banging around near him.
Victory is in sight. Torpedoes, direct front.
And you've seen from the rest of this battle,
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
every time I got anywhere near the enemy destroyers or cruisers, I've ended up being spotted by and spotting the enemy destroyers. So it's long range launches. So to make the most of those torpedoes, I've launched at the Yamamoto when I'm reckoning there's other ships in the area. So this range you're probably going to miss. They'll slow down or they'll turn. That'll mean you'll miss. Your torpedoes will miss. But with other ships in the area, there's always a chance you'll catch one of those on the hop. And in this case, goodbye Shimikaze.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
I hadn't actually noticed him when I launched my torpedoes. I was launching at the Yamamoto.
Problem solved, sir.
It just so happened the Shimikaze was in the area. I didn't know the Shimikaze was in the area. I was counting on those other battleships and cruisers. But if it's stupid and it works, then it's not stupid. And the Shimikaze's dead, and I'm not. And that's pretty much it. That's a good battle in the Kageroo, and I've mainly had a good battle because I've managed to beat the destroyers that I met because I'm on a par with them. They were also Japanese. They weren't Russian or Americans. And now for the finale, the offensive smoke. It finally works because he's heading parallel to me and he's occupied with someone else, so he can't turn and go for me. without exposing his broad... Well, actually he's exposing his broadside to the other two anyway. They do fairly decent damage from the guns, it's just they're so slow. You only get 4 of them.
Engine boost deactivated.
Goodbye, Zhao. There's his revenge torpedoes headed in at the Carolina. But it's time for me to leave my smoke, otherwise I'll fall foul to them. Even numbers now on the number of kills and ships remaining, but we probably won this. We've got all the bases. We got a lot more points. I don't think the enemy can win. Oh, is that a bit of friendly torpedo action? Oh, almost. Alright, let's line up for this Tirpitz. Where is he going? Well, he's staying in B. Ooh. Watch out for those torpedoes. And there's still an enemy destroyer around here. So I'm going to try a very long-range speculative shot. On the grounds that he doesn't seem to be moving very far forward. I think he's hanging around that island. If he hangs around there for long enough, my torpedoes might get him. I'm not particularly keen to get much closer. I'd want to launch my torpedoes from as close as I can, but there's still that enemy destroyer. And of course, those torpedoes heading across my bows.
Our victory is in sight.
Whoops, wasn't paying attention. Ramming a battleship, the shame of it. Even worse, they can see the battleship, so they're launching torpedoes against it. Run away!
Torpedoes to starboard.
And another set.
Torpedoes astern.
Well, let's chuck those torpedoes at him for hope. Well, my expectations are, but here we go. 1,000 points. That's the win! Hooray!